Hey guys, I'm Lee Martin and welcome back to another edition of my Thursday Night Football picks. This week we see a Thursday night matchup that has all the makings of a blowout from start to finish. The Washington Redskins travel to Minnesota to take on the Vikings, and if this doesn't get really ugly for the Skins, then I'll be as surprised as anyone. The odds makers tend to agree as the Vikings are 15.5 to 16-point favorites. And after Washington's 9-0 loss to the 49ers last week, it's tough to see anyone but the most optimistic Redskins fan betting Washington in this spot against a team like Minnesota that put up 42 points last week in their victory over Detroit. But before we bury the Redskins for their lousy performance last week, let's not forget that FedEx Field was an absolute wet and sloppy mess. Even an explosive offense like San Francisco's could only produce 9 points. But that being said, the Redskins' offense averages only 12.9 points per game, ahead of just the Dolphins and the Jets. On top of that, they happen to be playing against one of the stingiest defenses in the league in Minnesota. They couldn't even contain Detroit's Matt Stafford to Marvin Jones Jr. connection last week that torched their secondary for 4 touchdowns in Minnie's 42-30 win. So look guys, the bottom line here is that the Vikings don't have to worry about getting wrecked through the air against a passing attack that features Case Keenum and a bunch of no-name receivers. On the ground, Washington's top tailback, Adrian Peterson, is not the player he once was, and has a bad ankle on top of it, which might keep him out of action on Thursday night. On the flip side, Minnesota's top target, Adam Thielen, will likely sit this one out with a hamstring injury. But Stephon Diggs should pick up the slack, even though he'll probably be double covered most of the night. If Diggs gets jammed up, then that just means Dalvin Cook will shred the Washington defense on the ground. Either way, the Vikings will pound the Skins and cover this big number with ease. Don't sweat it, just bet it. That's a wrap for me, guys, but if you want a little more on this game, click the link in the description to check out my Thursday Night Football column at SBR Picks, and be sure to tune in for my Fab 5 Sunday NFL picks right here. I'm Lee Martin, and may all your wagers be winners.